So demonstrations on coil making, and then you need to know some basics. So how many of you made something with coils before? Cool. Did it stay together?
Yes.
Awesome. Okay. Bless you. So here are the things you're going to need. Favorite sweatshirt too. All right. Just kidding. A bucket.
Yay.
So each of you will have a bucket. Ignore my project. Each of you will have a bucket. Your lid is your work surface. Right?
Okay.
When I'm kind of done today, it would be a good time for you to get a bucket and get a piece of blue tape and at least get your name on the side of it so you can find it. Okay? Instead of like the bottom of the top. But all right. So what I'm doing is I'm making just a little piece of folded paper towel so that way my project right there. My project is not going to stick to my lid. As you guys will be sorry when your projects stick to your lid. You get this whole cool thing done because that's going to be your work surface. You get this whole cool thing done, and then you try to get it off, and you can't get it off. Okay? So make sure you put a piece of paper towel in there. Fold it nice so it's not hanging out of the edges. All right? So I'm going to set that over there for right now. There's a lot of different ways to start a coil piece. Ms. Holberg might have one way, Mr. Bowman might have one way, Teddy over at the high school might have another way. You know, over the years you might find people have different ways to start. What I like to do is I like to pick the thing or do the thing that's going to make it the easiest for you so you can be the most successful, okay? There's a lot of different ways to make the base. So the first thing you need to do is to make the base. And you'll see on the screen I have a drawing of kind of what my final person, my final guy, my final mug jug face is going to look like, okay? Is it on the screen right now?
Yep.
Yeah. Anyhow, so you can see it. So the basic shape I'm making is kind of a rounded shape, okay? But what I do now and what I'm going to show you guys now is going to be the same for everybody, okay? One of the questions I've had is like, how big can the thing be? Can somebody grab a bucket from over there so I can get a height of a bucket? How big can it be? Simple rule, it's got to be able to fit in the bucket throughout the whole project, okay? So, thanks, Charlie. All right. This is a purple power bucket. Everybody's familiar with the purple power bucket? Nope. You want to grab the ruler behind you there? Big tall one. So, how tall is that bucket? No, not how long is the ruler. What do we got?
6 inches-ish.
About six or 7 inches or so, right? Question.
Where's that?
No more than
I always put out, like with the volunteers, to put something in there to say, please bring in ice cream buckets for us. And then also, if you guys ever have an ice cream bucket, it should come live here for the rest of its life. Okay, that'd be a good thing. So that's your limit of your size, okay? You gotta think about the shape of your piece. I'm thinking my guy that I drew there, he's probably gonna be about 5 inches. That's a short person, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right, so here's my foolproof way to start. Some people will go, oh, take all the time, roll out a slab, and then cut out a circle. Why waste the time? Right? Slab roller, dangerous place. No matter what you think about it, okay? It likes to take fingers, and it likes to keep them.
It does?
Yeah, it does. It smushes them, and then you have to go get them amputated. Okay. So, we'll get the bucket out. Thank you for getting me the bucket. Appreciate it.
Yes.
Not in this room, but in this world it has. All right, this is how I like to start. So, this is my foolproof way to start, easiest way to start.
Yeah.
How much clay do you need for the base? So, thinking about the size and everything, this is probably going to be enough for my base. I'm going to roll it into a bowl. A lot of people will roll a slab and then cut it with something round. Yeah, that's fine, but that takes time. So instead, roll yourself a nice ball of clay, all right? And then
Smush.
give it a little squish, lift it up, move it, squish it, lift it, move it, squish it, lift it. Why am I moving it?
So it doesn't stick to it.
Beautiful. So it doesn't stick to the table, because it will if you press down a lot, okay? So I'm moving, I'm squishing it. The thickness that you want to go for is this. Your pinky finger. Right? I checked and you all have pinky fingers. So you all came with that measuring tool. Now, so I just flattened that guy out. Okay, I got lucky on this one. Is it round?
Yeah.
Yeah, my last one was not so round. My last one was kind of a little amoebic. So if yours turns out a little bit amoebic, you don't have to sit with your knife and try to get it right. Pretend you're the inventor of the wheel and do the wheel thing and then just kind of squish it down where it's not rounded, okay? Cool? Now that goes there. And I'm gonna build everything
On that.
on the lid, okay? So, can you get off the table, please? Because you have acrylic paint behind you. And then when you leave, okay, I'm just not going to say it because it's in the camera. But you'll be wearing that acrylic paint for the rest of your life. It's pretty colors, though. It's metallic. Okay. Best way to roll coils. How many? By rolling them. Okay. Coils should be long enough and they should be round. They shouldn't be flat. They should be very even. So how many of you like egg rolls or spring rolls? Yeah? Best place to get them? Anybody have a favorite restaurant? Where?
No. Ginger Cafe.
Ginger Cafe, you got a good one?
I've never tried them though.
Oh, I think you need to go try some. All right, so what I'm going to start out is, I'm going to start out by rolling or making a egg roll. If you don't like egg rolls, I don't know, a really skinny burrito,
No toppings.
I don't know, bratwurst. Okay, it's not perfectly even. It's not perfectly even, but the trick to rolling a good coil is as simple as this. You gotta use your fingers. I like to stand up, but you're gonna start from the inside and you're gonna gently roll it back and forth and move your fingers towards the outside.
So it's fine.
And the amount of pressure you put on it, I'm just putting a real even amount of pressure. And I am moving it a little bit so it doesn't do what? What did you say before, Bud? So it doesn't stick to the table. So this is still pretty round, kind of thick on this side. So I'm gonna work from just my fingers on this side, just to try to get it even. And then some people, well, how big should your coils be?
As big as you want. As big as you need.
Think about that pinky finger. Think about maybe a Sharpie marker. That's about the same. Okay, sure. Yeah, Sharpie marker. That's a good one. At your table, you're going to have a slip container. So you'll have a slip container. You're going to have sporks. Thank you, Taco Bell. Feddly knives. That's pretty much what we're going to start with. A lot of people like to use this tool. This is a needle tool or a pin tool for this. I'm going to show you why this isn't the best choice. Okay? Why the free
Options better.
why the free stuff works better. Actually, I bought a case of them, so you know. All right. So this is a good start. Not done yet, but everything's looking even, right?
Yeah.
All right. So here's the other things that I see when it comes to rolling coils. So this guy's even, but it's still too thick, right? All right. So then I'll get people. Okay, I'll start with the egg roll, like Coach Jay said. I like the spring rolls. They're really good. And then roll my fingers back and forth. Uh-oh, what happened?
Too much pressure.
Too much pressure.
Too much pressure. So you don't have to roll it back into a ball or roll it back into an egg roll. Turn it that way, and then just kind of.
Too much pressure again.
kind of do that, okay? Then just try to rock it gently back and forth until you can get it round, starting from the center, moving out, and then you're just kind of pinching it to get it round again. So moving it like that. And then I'll get people to go like this, and then what happens? Is that a coil?
Nope.
No, that's some good fingerprints.
Too
All right.
flat.
Oh, it's gotta be a rounded thing. So I'm gonna work it again. And then I'll get some people to just work on this one end and just keep working here. Oh, that's looking good. Okay, and then what's going on over here? All right, so is this even?
Mm-mm.
So we want to try to get it even. So all you have to do, give it a little squish, work in that one spot. And do you notice as I'm moving, my fingers are together, but when I rock it, then my fingers spread out?
Yeah.
Okay? That's the method of the madness. All right. So this one's got really thin there, but I can still
Thin.
make a pretty good coil here. Ooh, bummer, man.
2 coils.
Ah, I got 2 coils. It's like a worm. Okay, so on the end of your coils, what you have here is all that clay kind of came together. When you use a coil, we want to like cut that off, okay? Because that's going to create a little bit of an air pocket. Usually it's so small that it's not going to harm anything, but better be safe than sorry. All right, this coil, not perfect, but hey,
It works.
that works. That'll be a nice little coil to start with. This guy right here, really thin down at that end, so I'm gonna forget about that. I can probably still get something out of that. I make it a little even. This one is the one that broke off of that other end, wasn't it? All right, so I've got a couple little coils going on. Somebody asked me last hour, how long of a coil can you make? You don't want to know. Like, as long as the room probably. So just gently moving from the inside to the outside. Do you have to make one this long?
Nope. Nope.
Heck no. Just got a little thicker here, so I'm just gonna work it out like that. Work it out like that. How's that look? Pretty good?
Yeah.
All right. So if you find like, oh my gosh, it's not quite even there, just give it a little squish. Give it a little squish to make it even. And then I'm gonna cut those little ends off. If you have really soft clay with this project, what we're gonna do is,
Go back in there.
if it's really, really soft, it can go back in there. If it's gotten a little bit hard, pug mill. So I need some puggers. So at the end of class, if I can have 3 people come up to me, and I will, at the end of class, 3 people come up to me, you can't be a mixer, and I'll make you a pugger, so we can have a couple people who will know how to make clay, because all of this project is not going to be made using bad clay, all right? Cool. I know, do you guys remember last year from the wheel, we always used pug clay with the wheel?
Yeah.
Okay. Right now we have some really good clay coming out of the wheel, so that's why, or out of the pug mill, duh. So that's why it works really well to work out of there. All right, scoring. What do I have to do to attach pieces? Slip score and give it a little squish. Thank goodness for Taco Bell and Kentucky Fried Chicken for inventing the spork. So one thing Ms. Holtberg taught you, I think last year, was when you're scoring, she also said to do like a crisscross kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay? So the first coil goes right on top. Don't put it on the side. Why would you need it on the side? You already have a base. So this is our base. And you want to make it so it's like Velcro. So it's, you've brought up some of the clay. It has a good texture to it. Okay? Some people like to use this tool, which is a needle tool, a pin tool. You guys just did dissection, 7th graders?
Yep.
Probe. All right, so this kind of works, but it's just kind of uneven. So that's why I prefer this guy. I know with Ms. Holberg, you guys had that little metal tool. And how many of you ended up using Band-Aids? Did anybody get cut on that little metal tool? Yeah, a couple of people. The reason why I don't have them, I know Ms. Holberg, man, she must have had a boatload of money to get those. All right, so this also works, but I won't have the needle tools out. All right, so I'm ready to attach. Who can score
She can.
for me? All right, so when I attach my coils, is this how I put them on?
And then you have to cut in.
No, you're
Sure,
going
why
too far.
not?
You're going too far.
You got cut off of it.
All right,
Just gonna have to-
so if you do this,
One thing
like it seems like it makes sense because I was able to make it really big right with that one.
Yeah.
The problem is
Now you have holes.
your pot is going to be crooked. Can you put your hands up here like this so you stop doing whatever you're doing? Thank you. All right, so I like to take and kind of get a little measurement first, and it might be off a little bit. All right. Go ahead. Your turn. All right. So score until it is really, it's like a race. Really Valkyrie. I had a kid one year who, he was the best scorer in the world. I watched what he did, and if scoring was something you would display his scoring because it was so perfect. But every project he did came out of the kiln and it fell apart. And I couldn't figure it out because he was scoring all the time. Well, I kind of found it out. So here's what he did. Perfect scoring. And then he took his slip, right? How many pieces did you put the slip on, by the way? Just one. Slip just on one. I don't know what you guys used last year for your slip. Just use your finger. And if you stick a tool in there, what are you gonna do when you're done with that tool?
Clean it.
You're gonna clean it, okay. Is that a deal then?
Yeah.
Okay, here's what that kid did. I was like, I couldn't figure out why these things, they came out like, did you guys ever have that Fisher Price donut thing? Where you put the different size, like donuts on top of each other?
Yeah.
Different colors? But that's how his projects came out of the kiln. Like little separate rings of coils. Here's what he did. He slipped and he scored. Here's how he slipped.
He unscored it.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. He really unscored it, is what happened. So, yeah, that was bad news. So it took 2 projects to figure it out. So, all right, I've got I already put the slip on. So let's see if this fits. I did not measure. So extra, I'm gonna cut off. I don't know. What's the argument here? Do I have to slip and score those? Those 2 pieces that come together?
Yep.
I don't
It's not like it's gonna
I don't think so.
It's not like bad. It's not like they're gonna fall apart.
Yeah.
Some people like to. I say, don't waste your time. All right. Now, we did slip, we did score. The next one is
Combine.
squish. We're not smoothing yet. Usually we wait till we have about 4 coils before we smooth. But next one is squish. So here's squish, a left-handed version of squish. If you're right-handed, it would be the opposite way. So you take, for you guys, if you're right-handed, one hand is your crab claw.
Yeah.
The other hand, your just crab fingers. Okay? And thanks for moving that for me. All right. So here's what you do. Hold it like this, and then just take your thumb, push it down a little bit. Turn, just give it a little squish. Turn, give it a little squish. Why am I holding this?
Helps to keep it.
Helps to keep it in place. Bingo. Perfect. Just a tiny little squish to get it on there. Okay. Now, some of you are going, hey, Coach Jay, I did my drawing and my pot goes out like this right away. How many of you have done a drawing and it does that? Cool. Please put the first one right on top. Okay, then after that you can start moving out. I'll do one where I move out a little bit. So score, 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 we love to score. That actually is a video of guys. Score, 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 we love to score, 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 score. You can join along in the song, it's easy.
Nope.
No? No? It's a weird song, I don't want to sing it. So Velcro-y, nice and fuzzy. Fuzzy Wuzzy was a bear. Fuzzy Wuzzy had no hair. Fuzzy Wuzzy wasn't fuzzy Wuzzy. How many of you know that poem? Nice poem. All right. So
Younger sister.
I use my finger. It works the best. It's easiest to clean off. Dab, 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 dab. All right. So if you're gonna start going outwards,
That one has got to.
don't put it like way out here like this. If you put it out there like that,
It doesn't.
It won't fit.
it's like gonna go. It's just gonna roll off. Okay. So you want to go about halfway. Go about halfway.
That's a good time.
All right. And then the same thing. The crab claw, squish. Turn, give it a little squish. Don't go out too far. I set it on there about half of the way. Okay? The next one, if I'm gonna build still going out, the next one that I put on, I am going to put it right on top of this one. Because we will be smoothing these out. Okay? When you smooth it out, this clay has plasticity, so the clay is going to do what? It's going to stretch. So when you pull it, it's going to stretch more. So in the land of make-believe, everybody pretend we're in Mr. Rogers' neighborhood. We're going to take the trolley to the land of make-believe. Look at that scoring!
There's no scoring.
We're in the land of make-believe.
Okay.
Look at that scoring!
Wow.
Cut in so well. Awesome.
Thank you so much. The next coil would just go on top like that, even if I'm going out.
It's going in.
Because it's going to, it's going to stretch, okay? End of the hour. Time to clean up, okay? I made this beautiful coil. I'm not gonna waste this beautiful coil. So
Yay.
I'm gonna roll it up nice and neat, not too tight. And I'm gonna hang on to it. If I have a really good soft piece of clay, like this,
Put it in the middle.
I'm just gonna go ahead and throw that in the middle so I've got it ready to use next time. It's a masterpiece. Now, my bucket lid. Oh, there it is.
Oh, there it is.
This is the one that I did last hour. All right, so lid goes over the top. Make sure you snap it nice and tight. Make sure that they fit. Make sure that your name's on the side. Blue tape, marker, and where do they go?
In the cupboard.
In the vault. Next time we meet, I'll show you guys how to do some detail stuff. I don't know, what do we have, 5 minutes? Do we have more than 5
You
minutes?
should have more than 5 minutes.
Yeah,
'Cause
but
the
in
bal-
bulk,
because the, yeah, that.
Oh, so here's the 2 things you can do right now. Number 1, you may get your bucket, put your name on it, make sure the lid fits. Use a Sharpie marker. Okay? Use a Sharpie marker. Make sure they fit. You may take a picture of your projects that you need to turn in or do a rubric. Everybody, go to work. Then get your bucket.
Isn't it right there?